Hey guys, Magnus here, bringing you another video. Of course, today we're going to be reviewing the Pride 2020 update that is in the Simpsons Tapped Out. So, yeah, now of course I talked about this briefly, like almost 24 hours ago. But I talked about this a bit ago, where I was talking about the when obviously before it came out, and I talked about the kind of the update a little briefly. Just my kind of general thoughts of how it appeared on the wiki. Now, the update has of course dropped. I've played through the update, and I'm a little mixed on it. I think it's not terrible, but I don't think it's amazing. I think it's like on the verge of me saying I hate it, but or at least giving it a thumbs down, if you know what I mean. Like, kind of saying overall it was kind of bad. I'm on the verge of saying that, but at the same time, I really like some of the kind of quest line. I mean, I think the quest line was okay, and I think in some regards the quest line kind of saved it. Also, the prize track is just good because you're getting lots of good stuff. You're getting 2 really good decorations. You're getting 2 skins, and you're getting a building on top of that. I don't know. I just feel like the quest line overall is good. So we'll have to, and the prize track is good. So we'll go through all the stuff. We'll talk about it in length, and then at the end I'll give my kind of wrapped up thoughts, I guess, about the update. So yeah, let's first of all talk about the prize track. So of course, here's the prize track. It's a simple mini update. So it's got the mini update structure. So of course it starts with the public restrooms with confusing signage. Then you got curl up and die. Then you got the Pride car thing. I forget exactly what it's called. Yeah, the Pride car. And then you have the Pride Homer, and then finally, then you have the Marge skin, which is the Glamours and Marge, and then it ends with the Pride Homer. So you're getting 2 skins, which is kind of crazy actually, and it's really weird that they're like next to each other. I don't know. I really like that actually. It's kind of cool. So yeah. It's not a bad prize track. There's not any disappointing prizes. I think all the prizes are definitely worth getting and are definitely cool to get. And of course, we've got no characters in this update. It's just skins. So the free skins, of course, we've already talked about them. But you've got Glamours and Marge, you've got Pride Homer, and you've got Mysterious Waylon. I think the best one out of all of them is definitely Glamorous Marge. I think her animations are worthwhile. I think it's probably one of Marge's better costumes, if not maybe the best, because her costumes aren't really that great anyway. I don't know, I quite liked some of the tasks. I thought the questline was quite good. There's 2 animations there, I'm pretty sure anyway. So, yeah, pretty good one. Pride Homer, I don't think is as good. I don't think the animations are as good. And I just think the questline wasn't as good. But it's not a terrible one. They've both got original voice lines as well, which is also a plus thing. Which is really cool. It's awesome when they give them like unique voice for the costumes. And both Pride Homer and Glamours and Marge have unique voice lines, which is kind of cool. And then Mysterious Waylon, I would probably say is the worst out of the 3. I just didn't really think his costume was all that great, and his questline was all that great. Of course, that will be a video coming up with my premium gameplay where I'll talk about that more, but I didn't think it was that great overall, and I don't think it's really worth 150, although the building is kind of cool. Also, something very strange is the Glamours and Marge and the Pride Homer don't... the Pride Homer and the Mysterious Waylon even... They don't actually fit into the character collection. They just aren't there. Now, I'm not sure if this is a glitch or if this is purposeful, but that's just really odd to me that they didn't add them to the character collection. So, as for now, they're just like normal costumes, like when the game originally started, when costumes weren't added to the character collection, they're just acting like that, which is further the more reason why they should just have a costume collection and a separate character collection. And quickly, here's just a building showcase and decoration showcase. So in the top kind of corner there, or the top right corner, going down from there, we've got the public restrooms with confusing signage. Looks fairly good. I'm actually kind of glad we've got a public restroom. I don't know, there's something about that. It feels like that we needed one of them for a while. It's like something that I swear is in every city and in every country in the world. Well, maybe not every country, but maybe every country in America. I feel like there's probably a public restroom somewhere. So it makes sense to add that. And then you got the Pride car. I think it looks cool enough. Might be a bit difficult to fit in, but I don't think it's a bad item. nonetheless. Curl Up and Die looks like a fine store to me, and the Draggle Rock looks okay too. Maybe the Draggle Rock could have been a tad bigger, but I think it's fine as it is. It's a good enough looking building, and I like the look of those kind of buildings. The little square buildings, they're quite cool, and they're nice to easy to decorate. Yeah, so overall, for a mini event, not bad in terms of content. Got 2 buildings, 2 decorations. That's not necessarily bad. 3 buildings is always a plus, obviously, but 2 is not. I wouldn't say it's bad. It's when there's only 1 building, I think that's where it kind of is a bit bad. And no buildings is terrible. So yeah, I think it's good. Yeah. So I think a good update to compare this to is the Prom Time Homer update. I forget exactly what it's called, but the basically the prom event that we had last year with the Prom Time Homer skin for young Homer. I think that is honestly a good event to compare this to, because they're quite similar in some aspects, in the fact that they only have costumes as in terms of new added stuff. Now, I would say that this update is definitely 10 times better than that one, because obviously we get 3 costumes, not just 1. Also, that one didn't really add any that one didn't add any buildings, whereas this one added 2. So the reason why I want to compare it is adding costumes doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad update. Now, I think a lot of the time people look at updates and they just look at the characters. And I don't think that's necessarily the only thing we should look at in terms of updates. Now, characters, don't get me wrong, is a big thing, but I think buildings is also a big thing for me, and decorations in some regard, and also the quest line, the theme, that's also important. I feel like the theme and the quest line is good enough, to get a kind of a pass from me. Obviously characters, I can't give it a pass because it doesn't have any, which I think, nevertheless, that is a negative, don't get me wrong. I think they definitely had plenty of characters they could have added into this update, and they just chose not to. So I think, yeah, I'm going to give that a negative. And then in terms of buildings, skins, decorations, I think that's all a plus. I think they're all good. So I think there's just one issue with this event, and that is the lack of characters, the fact we've got no characters. One character would have been fine, and it would have made me happy. I honestly think that they should have just replaced the Pride Homer as the final prize and made that skin premium. And then given us another character, like a character for the final one. Either RuPaul's character, or Grizzly Sean, or, Dewey Largo's boyfriend, or whoever. It doesn't really matter who the final prize is necessarily. I would have preferred it if they appeared in the episode though, so ideally probably RuPaul's character would have been the best one to get. But of course they haven't done that, which is a shame. I think it's a wasted opportunity really, and I would have preferred it if they would have added one. But does that mean that this update is bad? Not really. I still think it's a decent update. It just is obviously lacking in characters. But I think it makes up for it in some regard. The fact that we got 3 skins instead of like 2 or 1, I think in a way makes up for it. I don't know. You have to tell me your opinions, guys. But I'm not terribly disappointed with this event. I think it's like I said, it's decent. It's not amazing, but I'm so glad to get a Pride update finally again. I'm really hoping they turn into an annual thing again, because there's definitely plenty of things they can do to make an annual Pride event every year. And they don't have to make a major event out of that. I know I did an idea a week ago where I talked about a major event. They don't need to do a major event for Pride. No, of course not. They can just do a mini event every year, and there's plenty of stuff for them to do for a mini event every year. There's plenty of characters, plenty of buildings. I think buildings they might run out of eventually, but I think there's enough there to do. So anyway, that's my opinions. You guys tell me your thoughts, and I guess I'll see you next video. Tell me your thoughts, like I said, and yeah. Anyway, goodbye.